So before we start this video, I'd really appreciate it if you went over to my channel and pressed subscribe. The goal is to hit 100 subscribers before the end of August, and we're almost halfway there now, so I'd say it's pretty possible. Once you've done that, enjoy the video. So, Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3 just went live, and it's a wildly good time, if you see what I did there. Is it a good season for Fortnite though? Let's find out by splitting the season up into 4 sections: new POIs, new gameplay features, new weapons, and the Battle Pass, and ranking them all out of 10. Let's get straight into it and see where Fortnite's at. So there were 3 new POIs in Season 3, and those are Rumble Ruins, Creaky Compound, and Shady Stilts. Every one of these new POIs is in a brand new jungle biome, which is slap bang in the middle of the centre of the map. I think that the new jungle biome is fantastic. It has vines that you can grind on, mud puddles that you can slide through at a quick pace, fruits that you can use to heal yourself, damage enemies, or remove fall damage temporarily. And all in all, the new biome is just quite different from anything else currently in Fortnite, and I think it adds quite a lot to the game. If you're dropping in early in the season, you'll find that these POIs are all extremely busy, especially Creaky Compound, which has been highly populated every single time I've landed there so far. All the new POIs are uniquely designed, with Rumble Ruins, for example, being a giant jungle temple, very Jumanji-esque. One thing that these areas do lack, however, is a completely unique identity. I said before that these areas were different to anything currently in the game. However, looking back, this isn't quite true. If you cast your eyes all the way back to Chapter 2 Season 6, there was a very similar biome on the map. I remember that season being even more unique actually, as it introduced weapon crafting, and that completely switched up the game. Even the dinosaurs that inhabit the jungle biome are copy and pasted from that season. Saying all this, however, I'd be more than happy to give the new POIs and the biome in Chapter 4 Season 3 an 8 out of 10, purely because they're so fun to get around, with all the new movement options available in the design of the POIs. Let's move on to gameplay features and see what new ways to play Fortnite Wilds brings to the table. I've actually mentioned most of the new gameplay features this season in the last block, but how do they stack up in a score out of 10? Well, this chapter of Fortnite has been heavily focused on movements, and you could say the same about the last chapter too. This season brings even more movement options to the table, and it covers even more of the map with grind rails, or vines, depending on where the map you are. Mud will give you a little extra speed while you slide, as well as camouflage you if you've been attacked by wild wasps. You can also ascend above into the canopies of the trees and snipe people from above ground level, which I found very useful as an escape option in a pinch. The bounty boards that used to be all over the map have now changed to job boards, as you can now earn gold by completing a few different challenges, allowing those that are less skilled to be able to earn gold and unlock the tools to deal higher damage. There's also the flowers that you can use for a multitude of different features, and they can be very useful when you're under fire and need to switch things up a bit. Oh, and raptors. Can't forget the raptors. While rideable animals have been in the game before, the rideable raptors this season are far more accessible than they've ever been. If you hatch one out of the many eggs available on the map, you'll instantly have a pet raptor, and they'll follow you around and defend you. If your raptor loses health, you can heal it with meat, so I'd recommend having a good stock of meat in your inventory if you're planning on having a raptor rodeo. All in all, I'd say that while this isn't the most exciting season gameplay wise, it definitely adds solid additions to the already highly varied Fortnite gameplay, and I'd say that warrants a solid 7 out of 10. Next up, new weapons. Seasons of Fortnite live and die by their loots. So much of the game is spent hunting around for loot that if that loot isn't very good, player interest goes down massively. It's why that season that I mentioned a while back, Chapter 2 Season 6, didn't do so well. It may have introduced crafting, but it also stripped down the loot system to its most bare bones form, meaning that there was a distinct lack of loot to collect and fight with. I can happily announce, however, that Chapter 4 Season 3 does not have this issue. I've played almost every season of Fortnite, and this is probably the most varied and yet balanced I've seen the loot pool. There have been several new weapons added, along with a fair few being unvaulted. Let's go through the unvaulted ones first. So, the drum shotgun and the combat SMG, two of my favourite weapons in the game, have been unvaulted. These add some nice new options, especially the drum shotgun, for players who don't quite have the aiming skills to kill people with a powerful yet hard to aim havoc pump shotgun. It also adds in a far better alternative to the Maven auto shotgun, which is still one of my least favourite guns in the game. Onto new weapons, we have the thermal DMR, the flapjack rifle, the wild wasp jar, the Cybertron cannon, and last and certainly not least, the kinetic boomerang. I must say, this is a mighty selection of new weapons, especially the last two, plus the flapjack rifle. And the thermal DMR, being able to swap from thermal to normal is a nice touch. I do have some concerns about the boomerang being overpowered, as it automatically locks on, but we'll see how high it ends up in tier lists as the season goes on. I'd say that this season is an incredibly varied weapon pool, most of which I'd be happy to pick up in a game. Apart from the auto shotgun, I will never ever use that thing. That leads to me giving the selection of weapons a very solid 9 out of 10. Lastly, let's look at the battle pass, and after that, our final score for this season. I'm just going to come out and say it. This season's battle pass is incredibly average. I've looked through the battle pass several times, and there's a real lack of excitement and creativity and the new additions to Fortnite's infamous progression system. There's only very few unlocks I'd actually be interested in at all, and with last season's battle pass being quite strong, I'm a little disappointed with this one. The tier 100 skin is Optimus Prime, and while I appreciate he's a very cool character who I like, I preferred what Epic did with Eren Yeager last season, who I also like, as I'm a little sick of licensed characters being the final reward in a battle pass. That said, there are a few cool new items in this battle pass, such as some of the gliders and harvesting tools especially. It's not a disappointment per se, it's just a little average. With that, I'd give the Chapter 3 Battle Pass a slightly underwhelming 6 out of 10, with hopes it improves next season and that the bonus reward styles are exciting. So, with this score, we now have the final score for Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3. It's a very respectable 7.5 out of 10, which I'd say is solid. Depending on how Epic treats this season, we could be in for some very exciting content. The tools are there, it's just down to them to decide how they use them. What do you guys think of the new season? Are you going to be dropping anytime soon? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.